right, we're live.
I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what's wrong with you girls. I feel like y'all don't need
We
love.
back?
You need somebody who could
Wait, smile.
micromanage you.
You nervous?
know what I'm saying? Tell you right from wrong.
Why not?
Who's smart from
I wanna
who's a
make you
fool,
nervous on
what
the podcast.
utensil to
Why
use
are
for
you gonna
which
make
food.
me nervous?
Like,
Because it's not the first time I've been
I
here.
got a schedule to attend to.
I'm gonna be
though.
very
I can't
intense.
really.
Intense questions.
I have questions for you, actually.
You bitches really get carried up. I mean what Drake said. You guys get carried up. This is episode 34 of the Jovany and Edith show. We have a special guest. I will not be introducing her. She will introduce herself. She'll let you know who she is. She has been talked on this podcast before. That's all I'm gonna say. She's actually we've talked about her a couple times. Well, I have, and then obviously you thought could replace. The greatest of all time. Not Post Malone. What was I gonna say again? I forgot.
What? Actually, he just came out with his album.
Yeah, no, and you haven't even heard it. So trash it is. What was I gonna say again? I'm gonna go through a little history of our songs. This is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
For those who know. The second one, most people will know because I played it before on the podcast.
Okay.
And if anybody follows me on IG, they know because I be always posting. I've been posting the whole year. Actually, no, I don't.
No, you didn't.
I think I started April. April for sure. Maybe March. April for sure. Or May.
Was it February? No.
No, I didn't start that. I can check my phone's over there.
I think you would post it on your
On my stories.
stories.
But
yeah.
like
but I
as
don't
post,
think,
as like nah, yeah. But if you guys know, no.
I think it was March.
Yeah, today I
think it's
posted.
March.
Yeah, I think today I posted August.
You did. I
That's
saw
it.
that.
Shots fired. Hold up, we gotta get to the part. Shout out to SZA, shout out to the Queen. Oh, she's so beautiful. Yeah, she.
You telling these hoes you ain't tricking. Oh, you it's cute that you lay.
Are we gonna sing with it or are we gonna let it play? I think we should let it play.
I think we should let it play.
Let it play because it represents how our year has gone. And,
Not really.
And the things
Yes,
you
but not
and the
really.
things you
Yeah.
put me through, so I think they should know.
January, you pretend to see life clearly, dearly. February is the time that you put the evil eye
That's a
and
fact.
the pride aside for the fantasy of getting married. Very scary. March got you already second guessing
That's a fact.
titles.
That was
April,
you.
That was
spring's
you.
in just like a spring, you start to spiral.
Yep, that was her
May
again.
bring some
Warmer
warmer days.
days.
Poolside getting very tan. June, hey, you moving ice cold, going back and forth with a merry man. July, that's when I found
Now,
out.
Julie, that's a fact.
August, it was baby this, baby that, like yeah, your tooth tied. September, we falling off, but I'm still the main trying to win over. October is all about me, cause your turn.
Shout out to OBO.
November got your mood board in for next year, and you're single.
December, the gift giving month. Now you wanna rekindle. Women. See, they leave, they think they can get something better, but we're Salvadorian, they can always come back to us. They always come back. They always do.
It's not even about
It is what we saw tonight. It is what we saw. You wouldn't get it. You're not part of the culture. You're Mexican. You're Mexican, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing. But you guys are used to.
You attract Mexican girls.
I mean, I've dated a lot of Mexican.
A lot of Mexican girls, actually.
Mexicans, we're from California.
That doesn't matter.
From California, you're gonna meet a lot of Mexicans. Cada dos
I
por,
don't think so.
Cada dos por tres son mexicanas. That's facts.
Says who? Google?
Says me. In California, go to New York if you go find a Mexican. Hey. My brother, we like the song. He's like,
It's a
what's the new
great
song?
song.
It is a good song. It's one of the few things you showed me from Mexico. I mean, not that many good things, but you know, a few things. It'll be this song.
A few things.
Not a lot.
Oh, you played this song one. You played this song before, no?
Yeah, I played this on the podcast with TT. Or the one afterwards. But I played this on before. And I did it purposely.
I don't remember hearing this one.
Yeah, I'm very good at throwing shots at people that know to hear it, and if they know, they know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know type of thing.
And if you don't, you don't.
And she didn't know because she was crying. Before we do your intro, we gotta do our song.
Our song?
It's our song.
Or what about the end? Are you gonna wait till the end to play it or right now?
You want to play this whole song?
Oh no.
I'm talking about I think I will close the opening scene with this, and at the last song I'll put at the last song for the. Because since I close off with the song, it'll be this one. My queen. Oof.
This is our original song. Out of all of them,
This is our actual song.
this is our song.
We have many songs,
This is our song.
but this is
though.
our song.
Yeah.
I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you. I told I like you, that bitch. I do it all.
Once again, this is the Jovany Ventura Show. This is episode 34. It is me and my guest. She will be introducing herself very shortly. She's a little nervous, so give her some leeway. Why you laughing? See, she can't even laugh into the mic. It's okay, I got you. It suits you right now. To the truth, I look better under
you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can us lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. I can just snooze and miss the moment. You just too important. Nobody like you do. You do. In the drop top ride with you, I feel like Scarface. Like that white bitch with the bob, I'll be your main one. Let's take this argument.
By the way, I bet she says she does our song. She does hate on SZA. I'll put that out there. So if you guys want to go into hate comments when she puts her like whatever, you guys go bomb the shit out of her. Because she talks so much shit about SZA, it's not even funny. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like
No, she actually doesn't like cancer, so I
perfect.
don't know about that.
I can look. Does she hate cancer?
She posted this thing on Twitter. I don't know how long ago it was, and she was kind of dedicating like every zodiac sign with a song that she wrote. So she put like a Taurus. I don't know exactly what songs they were and stuff.
Yeah.
But she would like categorize it. And honestly, there was no
Yeah, go ahead.
there was no cancers. And
Really?
then so people were posting like, "Oh, what about cancer?" She's like, "I hate cancers.
I
Like
wonder why.
I don't make songs for them."
Y'all some emotional bitches?
So either a cancer hurt her
Yeah.
or something.
Well, you guys are spiteful. Oh, sorry, just you. Okay, my bad. That's not. Air. That's not true.
You're not funny.
That was funny.
That was not funny.
That was funny.
You were the only
My
one
honest is laughing right now.
I don't
Kevin's
think
laughing too. I can hear him.
Kevin's not here.
That's true. I lied, guys.
So I guess I'm gonna introduce myself.
Yes, let's get to a rap as a great song. We'll play again afterwards. So this is my guest. Introduce yourself. The way we do it here is you
Okay.
say who your name is,
Okay.
a little bit of a background, right? How do you know me, or is it just a guest that I have? You know, you kind of get that background, and then start from there.
Do you want me to tell them?
Well,
how we
first
met?
you tell them.
Wait, no. Do you want me to tell them how we met?
Well, first
Like
of all,
how I actually know you?
first of all, you could just say your name, and then what you do for a living, and then we'll get into that later. But yes.
My name is Edith. I am a special ed assistant at an elementary school. I love my job.
You do love your job,
I
which is
do
actually
love
a
my
good
job.
thing. That's actually rare if you think about it. Not 10 people love their jobs.
Oh, I love working with my kiddos. I love working with like the little ones. I think maybe if I was working with like the older ones, I mean, no, some of them are really nice too, but I just love working with my little ones. And how I know Jovany Ventura.
Yes.
I've been knowing him since January. We met
Of this year or last year?
of this
Or
year.
3 years ago? They don't know. You have to be very specific. They don't know.
January of this year.
Got it.
We met on a dating app. And
Which one? Just kidding. I have to say all that. Why are you
I was
laughing?
all like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, should I say it?
No, but you can say yes.
And
She was obsessed with me.
no,
Okay.
that's not.
That's my
true.
story.
Actually,
Yes.
no. No, I mean, we started talking, and then it just started from there. We've been talking ever since. I mean, we've had a few ups and downs.
How many ups and downs?
A lot. But we're here now.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Look at that. Who would have thought?
Not me, actually.
No, you're right. I think that's the way to see it, right? Because sometimes you're just like, oh, but this and that, this and that. But at the end of the day, you're here for a reason.
In reality, I don't think I would have. I didn't think to see myself here with you again.
You want to tell them why? Do you want to be honest with the podcast?
Yeah. Do you want to be honest?
I don't mind being honest. I mean, you're not going to be painting like your lights, so I want to be.
It's not really.
She left me.
No, I think it's both of us. I don't think it was either me or you. It was both.
Yeah, but it doesn't make no sense.
We both. Well, no, we both had factors that like led us to like leave. Well, not leave, but parting ways. And I feel like it was.
Yes,
a good
but
thing.
only one person has said so far that they didn't see this happening. I never said that.
Well, because I think you always had hope.
Yes, I was always the optimistic.
Yeah,
Facts.
and I didn't because I was like, well, how would it be possible for me and you to cross paths again? And I think you always were like, oh, we're gonna come back
Some way, somehow.
Yeah.
I think Titi talked about that, like the red string. You ever heard the red string theory? Where like two people are tied together, like even if they go apart, they always come back type of thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool when she brought that up. But I was like, but I didn't even know about that. I was always the more optimistic one. But you are very pessimistic in certain things. Not just with us, it just be like in situations you're always thinking of like the bad side, and I try to always think of the good side. And I've noticed that because I feel like your mom's like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm just trying to be realistic in a sense because I just didn't know how obviously we overcame what we went through, but it's like I didn't know how that was going to change because I feel like you needed to change in aspects and I also needed to change in other aspects too. So I was like, well, obviously we weren't talking for that time. So I was like, okay, like, is he doing the change or am I doing the change, right? For us to like get back together or whatever. So
be honest, did you?
Did I what?
Did you do any change while you're separated or weren't talking or whatever the thing is?
Yes and no.
No. That's my opinion.
Well, that's why I said yes and no. I mean, I feel like I learned other things that I knew I needed to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not perfect.
Well, no, I think for me it was because I was the more optimistic one. The way I saw it was, I got to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do it. And at the end of the day, if we say we come back together, and I can at least walk away being like, yo, what I said back then, I did, right? And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least whatever I told and I said back then, I wasn't a fucking liar. I wasn't a bullshitter. I did what I had to do, and I changed the things I had to. And if she did it, well, then that's on her. And I could walk away saying, well, I did what I had to do. And if she did it, then that's on her. Like, I can't control somebody else's thing, which I would think you say yes or no.
Okay, but the thing is, so in the TT podcast, actually, I'm going to...
Shout out to Tay-Tay.
I think you said a lot of things that were just not that they weren't right, but I obviously saw them in a different light. So obviously there's always like two different perspectives on the situation.
She came in to call me a liar, guys. That's what she
No, I'm not calling you a liar. It's just that like you obviously saw things differently than what I did. Yeah. Because obviously we're two different people, right? Like we have different opinions, different like aspects of things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like you said certain things that I'm like, well, I didn't see it that way. I said I saw it like X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me off when I heard the podcast because, mind you guys,
we had an effect on her. Good job, people. We had an effect on her.
No, well, mind you guys, like I wasn't talking to him at that time, and
no,
I get a DM that I got tagged in something. So like someone was kind of requesting to tag me. Or you said it? No.
I don't remember if it was through a story or it was through one of the reels.
You sent it through a story.
A story.
Yeah. Through my DMs. And then I saw that.
Mind you, I didn't believe.
No, you tagged me. You tagged me on
I tagged in the story. And mind
you. So
it
sent it through the DM.
Yeah, and mind you, my plan wasn't for her to hit me up. I just knew if I did that, she would hear it.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, obviously I wasn't going to hit you up. But I did listen to it, and it was so funny because I was on my lunch break and I had 30 minutes, and I was reading the description, and I was all like, "What the heck is this?"
Actually, you know what? I won't pull it up right now with the description.
So, I had 30 minutes to listen to it, so I was just kind of like, passing by to like see where like they were talking about what situation and all of that, and then, I heard his part. And he was talking about like when the love part, like I think when like we had a moment and stuff.
Yes. Okay, hold up. That episode was called Passion versus Compatible Love. Would you settle? Obviously with TT, but the description was Jovany has been trying to get on TT on the podcast for a while now. She finally pulled up. TT will for sure be back once the visual side is up, and we'll be able to explore another interview. This episode is mostly about relationships and what you expect from another person as you get older. Then that turned into a great conversation of being in love passionately or versus being in love because you're compatible with the other person. Yes, it might work because you're similar with the other person, but there's no growth within the relationship or growth as a person while in that relationship because it quote unquote works. Jovany then dives into the fact that he had to remove himself from a person not because they didn't passionately love each other, because he knew he would drag her down with him and in love, if you truly love someone, you put them before you, and he hopes to rekindle that love with that person in the future. That and much more being discussed in this episode.
Yeah. So I read that, and I was like, "What is this episode going to be about?" Like, obviously, I was
honestly that's a good description of what I put.
No, it was great, but so then I started listening to it, and then I had my opinions about how things went down, or like what things were said, because he said that he didn't want to drag me down with him. And at that point, I didn't know that. No. Yeah, I didn't know that. I was so confused because you never told me that.
Yes.
So it was like the first time I ever heard that. So I was like, what? Like, because obviously, we had our own things and we had our own discussions about like how he felt and how I felt.
I did tell you.
But you didn't tell me, and I'm not a mind reader.
That's true, too. But I did tell you the last day we talked, yes. In the long-ass message with the whole Kevin one, yes. There it was very, very obvious that I was going through something.
You were going through something, but I feel like, I think it was, like, on your birthday. Like, I think it was just, I don't know if I'm, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like with you, I think you were scared of committing. Because it was kind of like something that was getting like really serious. Not in the sense that it was because it was getting serious. I just feel like you didn't know how to handle how you were feeling, in a sense that like, how we had that moment where like I thought you were going to tell me that you loved me and you didn't tell me. But it was just like that moment.
When was that though? I always forget. Was that in March or in April?
I think it was March. When is Easter? April. Okay.
The first week of April.
In Aberdeen. Because it was that night, actually.
Oh, no. But I think last year it was like the ending of March, the beginning of April.
Okay, so it's I don't know.
One of those, because yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. So to me, I think it was just too much for you. But I was still trying to understand you at that point. Because, again, like, we're just two different people. We were both raised very differently. So I feel like I'm very... very into my feelings, and I think you saw that a lot, like in the beginning of the month. Like, I'm so into my feelings, and like now you freaking conditioned me to not be like so touchy feely anymore with my feelings. Not in a bad way, but I feel like
I think my thing was, well, it was tough because see, a lot of times like women sometimes don't understand like the things like you gotta go through in the situations. Like, for instance, like at first, it was just awkward for me. It wasn't even awkward. I think that's the wrong word too. It was like, how do I explain? Like, she was so in her feelings, but the thing was like, sometimes we were just having a normal conversation, and she would say, and then she would get teary eyed, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, we're not discussing anything bad, but it was just like, anytime you started expressing something, you would start getting teary eyed.
I think it was really I think it was really hard for me to like just express myself in general and just like not get sentimental.
Yeah. And
so
my thing, I always try to create I always tell her, I was like, this is a safe space. Like, you can say what you want. Like, there's no judging. And it was in the beginning, it was very hard because it was like, she felt like, I don't know, like, obviously you know what you were going through. So I was like, I'm not here to. I'm like, just tell me you didn't feel. But then it wasn't even for small conversation. Then obviously yes, I came to a thing where I was like, yes, be in touch with your emotions, but also know how to control them and not let them overtake you in the sense of like having something.
No, I don't think it's that like I never felt like you didn't give me that like safe space. I just feel like with me it was just like I had a lot of emotions in me that I felt like I didn't know how to control it. So it's just like if I was angry, I would like cry and like just of like not even of anger, but it was just like the tears would just come out. And it's like when we would try to have a conversation and stuff, like I would just cry because I was like, I think that was the only way I was able to like kind of express it to you. Or not even to you. It was just like I was trying to express myself to you, and then like I would just cry. And I was like, okay, well, this is not going to work, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like I've gotten better with that. Like, I get upset, but I don't feel like I like cry as much anymore.
But I still
have my moments.
Yeah, but you also, the problem now is like you shut down a lot more now.
I do.
And that's your coping mechanism to like, so you're very...
First it was crying.
Yeah,
now
first,
it's
so now it's very like extreme. So it's like either she was crying before or I'm like, well, you got to find the medium here. You going from one spectrum to the other is not helping.
Well, I'm still learning.
Are you?
I am.
I always tell her, like, as long as you're moving forward in the race, then you're always going to be fine because you're always trying to improve. My only thing where I have issue with is when someone decides to just stop. Like, complete stop and just be like, this is the way it is, then I think it's a problem. Does that make sense?
That's you.
So that's you.
That's you.
That's you.
Jovany Ventura. You have...
That's you. First of all...
No, you're very stubborn. Hold on.
I'm a Taurus, guys.
You're very stubborn in a sense that, like, when we're having arguments and I think you're just, like, in that mode that it's like, this is how it is and this is how I see it and you have to understand how I see it. And if I'm not understanding how you see it, you get very like, no, like, listen to me. This is the X, Y, and Z. Until I say, okay, then you let it go. But if I don't understand or whatever, you're going to keep telling me until I understand it.
I think the frustration comes from what's like, okay, you know when someone asks you something and then you tell them and they say, that's not what it is. I'm like, I just told you what I meant. How about you take what I said and you... Whether you like it or not, internalize it, that's fine, but take what I said. And I think a lot of times it's like, for instance, if I say, I don't know, pick an example, you just say like, how do you feel about this? And I say, like, I don't care. No, you do care. I just said I don't care. How about you just take what I'm saying? And a lot of times you're like, no. This is what you mean. And I'm just like, fam, I said what I said.
I think I get that, but I think also it's like, I put myself in your shoes. And I do that. And I do that a lot. And... No, because I try to understand how the other person is feeling or how I would feel if someone would do that to me. And again, like how I said, and I keep saying, we're not the same person, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I would react this way. So maybe he would react the same way. But then again, I tend to forget that we're not the same person.
Yeah, but the thing is, yes, well, you just
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, your perspective is that shoes, but you still see it from your perspective. And when you go to someone's shoes...
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, not even in my perspective, but that's what I'm saying. I'm taking it how like, oh... if like this happened, I would feel this way. So like, you know, I'm not necessarily putting myself in your shoes, but I'm just trying to see it in your perspective. Yeah. And like, obviously I don't do a great job sometimes. And sometimes I do though. Sometimes. Most of the time.
I'm just staying silent because I'm like, I'm just saying silent. I'm like, you know what? Because no matter what I say, it's going to come back to bite me in the ass. I'm just like, you know what? You're right. But no.
Well, I mean, I don't want you to say that either. Like that I'm right. Well, because I'm not always right. And you're not always right either. And I don't want...
No, but you have way more trouble. I will say that. I might be the stubborn one. And then jokes aside, I say Taurus, but I just am stubborn. But you have a serious problem of saying, I was wrong. You have a legit...
Me?
Yes.
No, I could say when I'm wrong.
No. Okay, cool. When between you and me ever been wrong? According to you? Never. You've never been wrong.
Yes, I have.
When?
Last night.
You know how... Perfect example. She just said she was wrong. You know how long it took for...
No, but I told you this last night.
It took a while for you to say you're wrong.
We talked about this last night. But you see, this is the problem that we both have. That it's like, you see it one way, and you don't see that I'm accepting it, that it was my fault, and I apologize to you too.
Can you tell them how long it took for you to apologize?
Well, no, I get that, but I still did it, right?
I'm giving you credit. I never once said you didn't say you were sorry. I'm saying it
Honestly,
took
I
you.
don't remember.
It took you a while. Is what I that. My point is my point. I didn't say you never said it. I didn't say you weren't truthful when you said it. I didn't say like, oh, that's all bullshit. I don't believe it. It's you should have said. What you said.
This is kind of sounding like a very depressing
For reals.
podcast.
This is supposed to be more upbeat. Like what the hell?
We fell in love.
We fell in love.
I mean, in all honesty, I feel like no one's relationship is perfect, and I feel like we've gone through a lot of hardships, even though it's just been like 7, 8 months.
You're better at math.
I really am.
8.
Okay, 8 months. So throughout those 8 months, we've been through a lot. And I
Yeah.
feel like we've both grown though. A
Oh
lot.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I feel like we learned a lot of things, and like I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I think
Oh, me wanting to cry.
you can cry.
You're like, I want you to cry.
Cry, bitch. No, I think what really helped us was that. Well, I always tell people when two people want the same goal, you're gonna get there. And I think what helped us out was that, like, even now, like, yeah, we will have our fights and all, but after all the fighting or after whatever you want to call arguments or whatever, we both like try to find a solution at the end of it. We don't let it be like, all right, we gotta fight what it is. Now I'm just mad.
Yeah.
And I'll be mad the next 2-3 days. Now I was like, okay, we got mad, but now what's the resolution to this? How do we fix this? And it's like, and is it easy? No.
No. Fuck no.
No, but
I mean, like, and I think,
and I also learned how to
you were giving advice to my brother, and obviously I was listening to everything.
Yeah, she's an eavesdropper.
It was in my room.
Literally.
But I think you told him something along the lines that it's like, when you love someone, like you'll do like, what did you say? Like,
because he was saying, because I was waiting to her brother, right? And sometimes I think it comes best from someone that you relate to. So he was saying how the way he sees it is like, bro, I love her, I want to be with her, I want to marry her. This is everything he was saying, and then he's like, but
he said marriage. I don't think he said.
he
marriage.
did say
He
that.
said,
I swear to God, he says I wants to marry that girl. That's what he said. That's when we go in another room.
oh,
But
yeah,
he said
'cause
it-
I
but
left
he-
because it was just too much.
He for sure said it multiple times. And he was getting frustrated because the parents don't really accept him, and they like
The parents of the girlfriend.
yes, and they also tell him like right now he's being really nice because he's going through some things, but it's like okay, once this thing passes over, like how he's gonna react? He's gonna be the same guy. And I said all that shit's fair. What they were saying, like that's all that shit's fair. And I told him too straight out. I'm like, look, I'm not. I can be the most objective because I'm not. You know. I'm like overall. I'm like, be honest.
You're like the outside looking in.
Yeah,
type
so
of
I'm like,
thing.
look, were you moving a certain way? Cool. Now I'm glad that you're not moving that way and you want to change. It's cool, but things don't happen overnight. And he says,
Yeah.
well, I thought once I asked her to be my girlfriend, it'll be easier. I'm like, no, that's
Doesn't
not how
work
that works.
way.
It's like sometimes you do more work, or maybe you don't not as work, but now you know how to work when you're in a relationship. And he just wanted like, oh no, but like I don't get it. Like, I'm like, what about like why does it matter if the parents don't like me? Like I want to be with her. I'm like, cool. The way you're sounding is the way I am or was. You
Yeah.
know? That's the way I am. Like, fam, like if her parents don't like if Edith's parents don't like me and my parents don't like her, I don't care. If I love her, I won't be with her regardless, right? Cool. I don't need like people say, oh, the blessing. I don't need that. I told her what Lisa says.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa said, yeah, it is a big thing. Well, he said the mom, and I started understanding. Lisa says,
Yeah.
me, I said no, right? Cool.
Yeah.
And he understood too. He's like, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say to your brothers, what I was saying obviously with you is the same thing. It's like for you, it is a big thing, right? Like you would not. It's like it wouldn't stop you from being with me, but you would definitely love it if you got the blessing of being X, Y, and Z.
Well, I mean,
Not anymore.
your podcast probably knows like the struggles that you've had with your parents.
Yes,
That
very
like
much hinted.
that like you know it's just
Oh no, actually I said on TT's podcast that I value more TT if I'm with somebody, if she likes the person, than my own parents.
yeah.
I did say
So I mean, you know, that was also another like struggle in our relationship because to me it's like not that I need your parents to like accept me or like me, but it would be nice or have a
Yeah.
relationship with your parents
Yeah.
because it's like obviously like the end goal for me and you I like is to be together forever.
Say it louder.
To be together forever.
Forever, ever, forever.
Jinx. But so that was like a big thing for me because it's like he met my parents. You know, my parents like vibed with him. They liked him.
Mostly like, your mom.
Mostly, my mom is.
Well, her mom's very metiche, so we'd be on the FaceTime. She'd be like, "Hola, who's this?" And I'd be like, and I introduce myself. Actually, the first time
you introduced yourself, which I was very shocked.
You're very shocked because
you've never done that before.
Never. You were just on FaceTime, and your mom was talking, and I think the camera wasn't looking at you.
It was looking at me.
And then I was like, "Hola, soy Jovany Ventura." I was going to say, "Hola, soy Miss Hernandez." Oh no, not that.
No, soy Martina.
Martina, and then the whole joke, Miss Hernandez.
Yeah. So, and I think that was like a big thing too because, you were like, I don't have a good relationship with my parents.
Yeah.
And like, you're like, I don't want you to meet them. Cause
and actually,
you had good reasons.
Yeah, I know. And I haven't updated them. I've had amazing reasons. I haven't updated them, but I always bought my mom, and she knows. I always say July 25th. It's just true because that's the day we had the big.
You always say that July 25th. Your relationship to July 25th.
Yeah, I always tell my mom July 25th. But it's true because we had a big discussion about things. I was like X, Y, and Z.
Well, it's not a discussion. It was a talk. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that you had that talk with her.
Yeah, because
a lot of things did change. And I mean,
a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
But they had to change.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm like, I think you needed that. And I think she also needed that to like,
no, I did need that.
To kind of like move on and like let go of like everything that has happened. And obviously like your mom is always going to be your mom.
Yeah.
And like,
and you've seen that. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I think you could say.
And I feel like you guys have a good bond though. Like, I think seeing you guys and just like how you guys are, like,
yeah,
you guys.
You see the potential there.
No, it's not even the potential. Like, you guys are kind of similar. You guys are assholes sometimes.
Well, she says I'm like my dad.
Yeah, but like, no, pero la cosa es que like, si se caen bien. You get me? Like, both of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, and I see it because obviously, like, I'm there like today earlier when you guys like were talking and like your dad was talking to me and I was over here like, and like I was.
No, but that conversation was necessary. Like, I know I needed it, and also too, like I told you this all the time. It's like.
Well, I think
not only was it necessary, but it was also like, how do I explain it? It's like, yes, it was obviously beyond necessary, but it was also one of those things I was like, all right, but like,
it needs to change.
Yeah, like it's just the last straw type of thing. Like almost like, what are we doing here? Well, and ever since that conversation, because the first time she came over, just how I said it was spontaneous. I talked to your mom. The first time you met, that was very spontaneous.
It really was because I wanted to get into
the pool, and I'm like, and I already had plans because my cousins were coming over. Remember? And I was like, well, if you want to come, I'll just invite Jonathan. So you can hang out with him, and obviously went a little different.
Yeah, and I was like, please come over, Jonathan.
But then, yeah, if that I'm being honest, that conversation I never like. I said in the podcast like many women I met my parents, but I didn't care.
Well, I think what kind of changed the whole aspect was that she knew you were talking to somebody. She's not dumb. Cause like we would FaceTime and then she would pass by and you would get your phone and you would put me in my in the pocket.
Yeah.
So she's not dumb. She knew you were talking to somebody, and I think I correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said that like she asked you like, oh, if you get married, would you wouldn't even invite me to your
That's
wedding.
what sparked the conversation.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I wouldn't. So I mean, I'm not a mother, but shit.
No, she did. She got teary eyed and then she said, "Oh, really, just me?" I'm like, no. And actually, I told you, my dad, and like other people too. And I was like, I don't want that anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like hearing that from your own son or your child or your daughter, like that would hurt. Like shit. If I was your mom and someone told me that, I'm like, well, that was never my intention. You get me? Maybe and we've talked about this too. That I'm like, well, how does your mom show love, right? It's probably different than what you would want to receive it as. But, parents are stuck into their old ways that they're like, oh, well, I show my love like this just because you want it like this way, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to give it to you like that. But she tries to show it to you, but in a different way. And we said that she was acts of service.
Yes, that's what her thing.
Yeah, acts of service.
And she did. She went to Jonathan's house. Jonathan, his mother's brother. She went to go help him clean the house. Yeah,
I've talked about it with her too, and like we had like and it was kind of crazy because it was like the first time I ever met her, and we kind of had like a deep conversation. I made her laugh like 2 times. So I was like, okay, I'm winning her over, I'm like, even though she's faking it or not. But I feel like now that I like talk to her a little bit more, I mean, if she's faking it or not, she's doing a real good job.
she's an Aquarius, so.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I get along with Aquariuses, but like,
no, I
when
know.
things go bad.
I told you, like, she's, ever since the conversation, she's been cool. And
Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to say, too. It's like, yeah, it was needed, but also, too, it's like, yes, it was needed, but also it wasn't a thing where, like, as a kid, you're going to keep bringing up, like, oh, man, but you still did this. Like, I feel like you can even testify to that. Like, I've let it go. Is it still in the back of my head that things can go left? And yeah, maybe if things go left, I'll probably jump. But up until then, I'm like, you know what? I'm not how that's still like, oh yeah, but watch out for this. Like I never told you that. Oh, I know she's being cool now, but watch like
Well,
almost
no.
like I'm not giving the perspective of you're waiting for the shoe to fall, right?
Well, no, because also también, like, and I even told you this, like, no matter what, like, you you giving me your opinion on your mom of how she was or whatever wouldn't make it easier on me. So I think it's just how it is right now. It's how it is. And like, if you kept telling me like, oh, like, be careful because then this could happen, I think it would just make things more like complicated.
Yeah.
You know. And
No, I did. I saw how it went, and it's
Yeah.
going good. So I'm like, okay, you know, just. But I turned it out right now. My dad's one being more dumb than my mom. My dad was being super chill.
I don't think I just feel like, well, you know, your dad is your dad, but kind of like how you said, going back to what you were saying, that like you're like, oh, well, you know, like my mom is X, Y, and Z, like in a sense that like it's always gonna be in back of your head how she used to be, but
Yeah.
like kind of like forgiving her and just trying to like not like skip that chapter, but close that chapter and start a new one.
Yeah, because it's the only way to. If you actually want to heal and you actually want to move on from something, and not just keep repeating the same
Well,
thing
yeah,
over again.
because it's like if we ever get married, like obviously like I would want, and if we ever have kids, like I would want my kids to be around.
Yeah,
your
no, that
family.
was. But yeah, that's what.
Because
what sparked
that's
the
a big. I think that's a big thing for me too. Like just having a big family and like being, you know, obviously it's not gonna be always a happy family, right? But it's like I would still want my kids to be around their grandparents and their uncles.
Give me an example like today, right? What happened today? With the
Yeah,
whole-
there was some drama.
There was
here.
some drama, but even that, you see how she was talking today?
Yeah,
She never would have seen that.
but
I'm
glad,
telling you.
But I'm glad she saw it. I'm glad she
But
saw
no, but
it.
so I'm trying to say is she's seen other things, like for instance on her birthday, she right, whatever's.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Jonathan was here when he brought it up.
Yeah.
So what? I didn't know, right? She always says that. Today it was like, fam,
I saw it.
you saw it, and it's like you don't see this one, but I do think also was the July.
She was kind of worried too because she was like, "What?"
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
heck?
be
And
honest.
it was intense too.
And honestly, in that too, I'll be telling you, this is not the first time. And I'm also kind of like, I'm not glad that you saw me in like a non-toxic way, but it's almost like sometimes
It's
it-
eye opening.
yeah, because
I'm like,
it's like-
I would never want to be.
it's
like
fucked
that.
up because just earlier we were saying how like I say things and I want you to see from my perspective, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm like, fam, if I'm telling you something, like why can't someone just believe me? Like I'm not a pathological, like I'm trying to like tell you something, right? But the sad thing is sometimes you do have to walk that on your own, or you have to see things on your own.
Yeah.
So those situations, I'm kind of glad that you saw it. So you're kind of like, yeah, man, some things I go like, you know, I was not a liar, and even this whole bunch. I can get more and more into it.
I don't think.
No,
that
I'm not
you're a
saying.
liar.
No, I'm not saying you're doubting me. You're lying. But the thing is, like, as much as like you said, like for instance, when you told me like the whole you talking about me and my mom. Even you, it's the first thing you told me, like, really, like your mom seems really chill, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you had that experience.
Yeah.
But I've seen you get me. I've seen the other one,
Yeah.
and that wasn't you because I'm like, you know, like
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, maybe things happen for a reason.
yeah, and
Maybe
no,
things just didn't work out with other people, or like how she was with other people for a reason.
yeah.
'Cause
True.
I was a favorite.
But I also true. But I also think if we're being honest, it was that conversation.
No, I know.
I think that's what was the eye opener to her. Like, and actually, I told him, like, look, I'm not no animosity to you. I can still talk to you. Hi, bye. But if you want, actually, I told her, I'm like, in the whole conversation, it was a long conversation. I'm like, if you want to have a better relationship, well, you're gonna have to change. And I'm gonna say I'm perfect. I can change things that you don't like too, because I was
Yeah.
both ways. But I'm like, but things you were doing, I'm not letting shit slide anymore. And I
think
haven't.
it
And
was,
that.
it
And
was
that.
just more of like boundaries and respect.
Un ejemplo. Today she told you. She says, "Oh, antes él me decía when I would go out," and it's true.
Yeah.
Like since high school, that was always my thing with my mom. Like
Yeah.
it just comes, and he was the weird one, right?
But
And
that's
she
what I'm
said
saying.
it.
Your relationship changed with her after things just went downhill, and I understand your
And
perspective
it was
on
years of that.
That's what I'm saying.
I think what she's saying, it's not like just like a overnight thing.
Yeah.
It was like, and she obviously, and I understand that too. She, because I mean, you're kind of like that too. You guys personalize this. I'm like, I sure I'll tell them like, it's not just you. It's X, Y, and Z. Obviously, when someone tells you,
So are
it,
you dating like your mother?
That's what they say. That's what the therapist says. The guy dates the mom, and the girl.
Well,
dates
do
the
you
dad.
feel like that?
No.
You kind of got scared when we were in Vegas. Wait, did you talk about Vegas?
I don't know. You have to listen to the episodes. If she really loves me, she'll listen to the episode.
No, okay, you guys. The reason why I don't listen to I do listen to it sometimes when I'm sleeping, and if I just have like the audio.
Yeah, she hates when
But
when I hate this sound.
I hate.
And
that
this
sound.
episode, I've not used it, just a little bit.
I know.
Very little.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
So you can listen to this episode over and over again.
I'm gonna hear my own voice. I'm like,
Oh my God, I'm so sexy.
No, but I love to watch the visuals. Like I love watching like YouTube. Like
Yes.
I don't know. It's just I don't know.
I already promised him.
It's more
It's happening for
personal.
sure. I'm for damn sure doing it.
I'm telling him to just do it, and he wants to do like this whole production thing, and I'm like, you know what? We could start small. Like I would totally be watching it all the time. I just like, to me, it's just
I
hate listening to it, and I've tried to do the whole like playing it in my car, and I can't be a podcast girl that like just listens to it through like driving or like yeah, I have to watch the videos. Like it's just
No, I get you. I'm the same way. If I hear a joke on the audio, then I'll go to the video and I want to see the same joke when it was said. Like I'm very like that, but I like both. But I understand why the video is very important.
Yeah.
But
once you start doing the videos, I'll probably be watching it all the time.
Well,
no, watching/listening.
That's true.
But that's the only reason why I don't. But sometimes I do, and I remember when we first started talking, because I loved the way like his voice sounded, so I would just listen to it. And then
I have a great voice. Everyone sees that something.
No. And then the only thing that would ruin it was the freaking and then also like the music. All of a sudden, like he would like play music.
She doesn't understand the copyright is gonna fuck me over. So like some of the episodes on YouTube, I put too much music. They don't go on YouTube. For sure, Spotify and Apple, because they're DSPs, they will. But
No, I know, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm like that. I would listen to it all the time, and I would fall asleep to it, because I think the one I would listen to it all the time was the Jaded one.
Jade is a good one. That's what me and Eric did.
Yeah.
That's a great episode.
And I was just like, it was a great episode.
You're welcome.
It really was. And I think that was the first one that you're like, you should listen to my
Yeah,
podcast.
that was the last. Well, because, I mean, in the beginning, you're just trying, right? And then I think me and Eric had great chemistry, and it was a great episode. Drake was involved, obviously.
Chemistry.
Well, it is. It's about good chemistry. And we're talking about if you were jaded, this and that. Like,
Yeah.
I always admit I was jaded. You're very jaded. But you carry.
Okay, thank you.
What's the truth?
You're very jaded.
But the thing is, you carry your jadedness through other means. I don't carry my jadedness.
I do. But guess what, babe?
Still here. Then it's all that matters, right? That's what you said.
We're working on
Air.
it. We're working on it. Okay, I have a few questions for you.
Me or for both of us?
Well,
Is my interview? I like
yes,
this.
I'm taking over, you guys. Okay, so I have. So it's gonna kind of be like relationship questions.
Like, why do you love me?
Okay, no, not about us. Just like in a general.
Okay.
Like in general.
Is cheating okay? Yes.
Oh my God, we have stories about
Oh
that.
my
I mean,
God.
we
no,
we
when
need
TT's here, shout out to TT. When you get on, we're gonna talk a lot of things. A lot of things.
She's ready to be on the podcast. She's
Yeah.
like, we need 3 microphones, because we just have 2 right now.
Well,
We're gonna share one.
yeah.
So the first question that I have is, what is your best advice for someone navigating a breakup? So if someone's going through a breakup right now, well,
So
what
they're
is your
heartbroken?
advice?
It's gonna sound cliche, but I think it helps. Time heals all. Time always heals. You getting used to not talking to the person, you getting used to not being around the person, you getting used to doing your own thing. It takes time, but time does heal.
Can I say something? I feel like now, our generation now, it's very hard for people to be alone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand, because I feel like I was one of those people too.
I'm glad you said it, because I was about to call her on her bullshit. I was like,
You're like,
are you the one that's saying that?
BS.
Like me, I love being alone.
I feel
you
like
know
you're
that.
great at being alone.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I need my time alone.
I like my my time alone too, just with someone there. No, but yes, but I think it's really hard to tell someone that when they're going through a breakup. But navigating it, I think it's hard. But like, I think you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
what the hell is this thing on my quotes now? When I said the first time, she's like, "That's so stupid. What do you mean by being comfortable?"
Well, no, yes, that's not true. I've heard that before.
Yeah, whatever. But when I say
what
that
the
toxic?
heck?
What the hell?
I'm not toxic.
Sometimes.
You're being toxic right now.
Who's the more toxic one? Be honest. Say on the mic.
You.
Say.
Me.
Put it on your mother. There you go. Thank you.
What?
Put it on your mother. Don't lie on the don't lie on my podcast.
I'm not lying.
Okay, then be honest. Say it now.
I was.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
It was a yoke.
Who is the more toxic one
said
between
it.
us? Say it.
You see, you're being toxic right now. For
No, I'm
doing
not.
that.
I'm just because
Yeah, because I just said it already.
no, because they're not understanding the question. You got to say the question. They got the answer. So between Edith Valdez and Jovany Ventura, who is the more toxic one?
Me.
Okay, got it.
Anyways, you just love the satisfaction of hearing that, huh?
No,
Yes,
no,
you
because
do,
no,
you asked me
because
that 3 times already.
I have my faults too. But when it comes to being toxic, it's,
Yeah, you do.
see, that's
Okay.
being toxic. yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you
you
do.
do. Yeah, but I. ain't
Anyways,
calling
go
you
back
out
to
on
a
it.
breakup. That's what we were talking about.
Yes.
Yes, I think time heals all.
Yeah.
And I know people say, "Oh, go out, be with your friends," but the thing is, when you're I'm assuming you're actually heartbroken, right? Not a person who fucking is an asshole's cheating or the girl's cheating. You're just pretending you're like, "Oh my god, I feel
Yeah,
hurt."
like I'm just gonna mess.
Yeah,
shit
but
up
yeah,
and
but
fuck
you're
shit
just
up.
you just don't know how to be alone, right? But someone who's actually genuinely loves somebody and they're heartbroken, it doesn't matter if you go out.
You gotta
Even if you
sit with your feelings.
yeah, even if you go out, all you're gonna be thinking is the other person. If you get drunk, you're gonna cry and think about that. Like that's why I tell people like
You're gonna drunk call them.
yeah, like
That's the worst.
you ever done that? You
I have. But thank
Yeah.
God they didn't answer.
Marvin's room right there. I love Marvin's room. So I played the Drake one. I've thought about it, but I've never done it. I've thought about it. I was like, I should call them, and then I know, but never.
That's good though.
I've
You
never-
have
I've
good, like,
never-
control, 'cause
I
couldn't
have
ever.
great control. I've never ever gotten back with the next. Once I'm done, I'm done. I've never hit him up. You know how many exes have hit me up after we were done? A lot.
A lot.
It's because I'm Salvadorian. They can't get over it. Salvadorian Riz. It's okay. You want to get it.
Okay.
You're Mexican. But anyways, that would be my advice to them. Time alone. Appreciate your time alone. Even if you're in a couple, like go do something. If you want to go shopping, go by yourself. You like have times for your own. Go running, go hiking, whatever it is. Like gymming. Like, I like gymming. Obviously, playing soccer. Whatever it is, like, you need time alone. Not because of like it's not like you don't like being with your partner, but just sometimes you need your self love. I always tell people, how can you love someone if you don't love yourself first?
That's true, and I think that's what you talked about with TT
TT.
in the podcast.
Yeah. If I'm like going through this and that, how the hell am I gonna? And I think it's so selfish to be like, oh well, if you're in love, that person has to be. I'm like, so I'm just gonna dump all this shit on somebody and they're gonna carry it.
Not necessarily, because
And would they want to carry is the other question too.
I would have carried it. And okay, and I think you even said this in the podcast too, that I wasn't able to carry it.
That's facts. I still believe that way to this day.
Yeah, but you never gave me the opportunity to do so.
So I was gonna give you the opportunity for you to fail. And then how would
But the thing
have
is,
a question? How would that affect? Okay, let's say you do carry it, right? I would have given you that, James. Let's say you fell and you couldn't carry it.
But
How would
what
you?
if I did, though?
I know. What if you could? I know. Ironic. You're always pessimistic, but in this situation, you want to be pessimistic. Ironic. But let's say, okay, you carry it. Cool. Then you're right. Right. Cool. Then we would have worked out. Cool. What if? But let's say the opposite. Could this have happened? Would you feel, damn, I'm not? What made you feel worse? Think of that side.
If that would have happened, I don't think we would be here right now.
Okay. Awesome.
And imagine that.
And think about that. I was very, very honest. I was like, fam, I can carry it. I just can't carry it now. I told you that.
But
And
everything happens for a reason.
You're right.
But
And we
actually, hold
hold
on.
up. And you time on the podcast when we started talking again, who had to carry it?
You.
Okay then.
But because you could and I couldn't at that time. And I knew I couldn't carry it. Because I even told you too I wasn't ready. But this is the thing though too. Like, you made it seem that you weren't going through anything at the time that we were trying to figure, when I was trying to be with you.
But you also have to understand, from my perspective, was that if I felt the person couldn't carry it, I couldn't then show her.
Then
I'll
why?
go through.
Then why still string me along in a sense that like why keep me around? Because
I told you already.
You were always on and off with me.
Yeah, but
you were like, I want you, but I don't want you.
I told you already. Deep down, like, I was hoping. I know what probably was gonna happen, but like a little small percentage of me, I was hoping I would see that light where I could feel. Oh no, she could carry it, and that
I
would.
couldn't though because I was going through my own stuff too, and like, I get that. Hold on, but listen to me. But it's like, if I knew that like, we were gonna both try to carry our shit together. Like, cause I really wanted to be with you, Jovany. Like, really bad.
So you don't anymore?
I'm with you. Well, not officially, but I'm with you. Well,
I don't know. Maybe by the time this airs, we might be together.
we probably will.
Put out to the universe that we would be together already.
I know we will. I'm his future girlfriend.
I want to do the thing, but you're saying no. So I'm like,
Okay. I know that we weren't in the greatest thing, but I think I could have carried it more than what you could have. But again, you never you would always try to put it on me. That you're like, oh, it's because you're not ready and you're not this, and you were always putting it on me to kind of cover up how you were feeling. Yes, you would, because I told you this. We've talked about this too.
Yeah.
That like you would always be like, I wish, mind you guys, look how unstable this man was.
I love how that's what I hate. I know what you're gonna say, and she's saying the truth. I'm not gonna deny anything she's saying, but she still says, you never really told me you're going through things, but everything I was saying sounded like, hey yo, this guy might not be all there.
Well, yeah,
but go ahead.
But I really liked you, so I'm like, I'm gonna freaking put this effort in for those 3 months, and then give up.
1 month.
That's not true, Jovany.
Okay, I think you have a misconception. I think this will go back and forth a lot. You equate the getting to know somebody to already trying. That's not how that works. Does that make sense?
So it was 2 months.
And even that, I don't know. Maybe I would just say a month.
It was 2 months because by that time I was already sleeping over. So 2 months.
When was the first time you came over here?
Oh, it was in March, no?
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh yeah, never mind. It was in March.
Yeah. And by that time I'm saying like, yeah, so she says
oh February
yeah,
was,
so she makes it like since we started talking to like the day whatever, that was the whole like, oh, like we were just like amazing and no. It was obviously of course.
I liked you.
Of course you did, and I liked you too. So obviously we're getting to know each other, you're dating this and that, right? Cool, that aspect. But actually what she's saying like legit like, okay, like I'm kinda like doing my thing and she's like almost like I gotta carry this. I would say a month. It's not 3 months.
It was a month. You're right.
And you care for that month, but it was not like she makes it. Oh, it was 3 months. It's not.
It was
not.
okay. No. You're right. It was a month.
Yeah.
You see, I'm saying you're right.
And now it's on record. The thing you like to say is saying, I wish I can go back. Isn't that a conversation?
Well, yeah. But
so right now, when you say that, you said a month. I'm gonna go back. I'm like go play the podcast right here. You said a month.
But it's true though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, so it was a month.
I mean, you know what? We could say on the podcast like. Obviously, do I find her attractive? Of course I do. But it was that thing where we both said to each other, like, we wasn't like.
We or you?
You said it too.
About what?
That, like, the way I dress, things like that, that wasn't the way your ideal person. You said that before.
No, I just said.
You're very into hip stuff, very earthy vibes.
No, I said.
You said that.
I'm just not your type and you're not my type.
That's what I was just about to say.
You're saying about dressing. I'm just saying in
but
general.
that's part of it too, though. Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
You're just over here about all
sorry,
fashion.
because to me, they know the podcast. I'm very into styles. Because some people always tell me like, "Oh, how are you dating that girl or that girl?" It's like two different styles. Like, I could be into like I'm very into that.
Some people that you've been with don't have any style.
Name them, and you don't have to like. But like, which one? And don't say something and be like, "Oh, not really." Well, you don't know that many. Never mind. I'm not going down this.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna name any names.
Yeah, no, we're not going down this. We're not doing this.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, but even then, I would say that was a style.
No.
It's cause
okay.
Yeah. Toxic. No, but yeah, but it was like either when I met her, I was like, okay, like cool girl, but obviously you don't know what was gonna like. Could I have predicted this? No.
Yeah, if you would have told me that, I would have been. Well,
really?
I'm gonna be
like,
with you
yeah.
for the rest of my life. I'll be like with this guy. I don't know.
What the hell? Why are you making it seem like that? What's the next question? What's the next question?
You like.
We'll do 2 more questions.
I have 2 more questions.
Okay, give me 2 more.
Why did you change the subject?
No, because you're making me feel bad.
Well, no, but I think you talked about it too when we were I think we were gonna go get Coffee Bean that one time at the Topanga Mall. We crossed to go to like the little village. We were passing the Costco and I kind of got upset with you because you're just like, well, yeah, like I'm just attracted to your. I'm not even. No, I'm attracted to your style, not how you are. And I was like, what the?
No,
heck?
I think.
And I took that so wrong.
She took it wrong because I think.
Because I was like, what the heck?
No, because
like, are you not attracted?
No,
to me?
she asked me like, are you attracted more to like my looks or my style? And it's your style. But then she took it in her back. But I'm really into styles. She took it. I was like, I didn't find her attractive. Some shit. I was like, that's not what I ever said.
But you kind of said that earlier on the podcast.
When? No, what I was trying to say is like I was in your type, you're not my type. That's all I was trying to say. See, she personality, she's a Cancer, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, whatever.
She's
okay.
sensitive.
Next question.
Yes.
How soon is too soon to tell someone you love them?
I've always been in the mindset. I told you before you. I was like, I never. It took me a while, or sometimes I always say no. Not that it took me a while. I was like, they would say it, and I would say it back to them. I was gonna be the one that initiated saying that, right?
But you said that you never really felt it though.
Yes, I told her that I never felt like I've been in love with somebody.
Yeah.
Then when talking with her, I was like, oh, you know what, you're right. Like high school crush love or whatever is that first
yeah,
love.
but that's a different love. But like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
like that feeling that's like, fuck, like I love this person.
Yeah, like madly in love.
Shit.
Okay, but even then, like even now, like I would say yes, but I still like I would assume there's still more to this. Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
Like yes, I'm in love, but it's like
Right now or like back then? Well, like with
no,
the
right now.
situation.
But it's like I don't know. I feel like I don't think this is it though. There has to be another level. Is what I'm trying to say, or no? Is that another level? Is this it?
What do you mean? Okay,
Well,
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Because you're saying like okay, like because like when you really like in love with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, but I feel like even then isn't there levels to that too? Like where you're like really really in love with somebody. Like it's almost like I like you, I really like you, I love you, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so it's the same thing too.
Well, yeah, I guess there's levels of love. Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
say?
so
Like,
what I'm
levels of
asking,
love?
it's like, because I always told you like I never been like madly in love with somebody, right?
Okay, but yeah, because like I found that really weird because you were like, oh yeah, I would just say I love them back. But it's like you would have had felt something.
But I feel like I had love for them, but was I like in love with them like that? No, but I did have love for them.
Oh yeah, because you were with them.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Like
So yeah, so
were with-
you have love for them. You know, your things you appreciate about them. But it's just like you say, different types of love. It's like I do appreciate this and that, or high school or puppy, whatever it
pero
was.
like, pero no, pero
But not like, oh my
love.
god, I'm in love with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, for instance, you heard the Lisa's podcast.
Which one?
The one he said that he would choose his girl
yes,
over the.
yes.
Cool. Obviously, I don't have a relationship. But okay, for instance, you know how much I love Kevin.
Yeah.
Right now, if you say, "Oh, you or Kevin," I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I would choose you over Kevin." You get me? Like, you want me to choose you over Kevin? That's crazy. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Oh really?
No, we're not doing that.
You know what's funny?
Like, yo, take him or Kevin. I'd be like,
No, you know what's
yo,
funny?
fam, chill. You know, okay.
Hold on.
You go ahead.
You know what's funny?
What?
When things went down, that's not what you said. And I have messages.
What?
I have receipts.
No, I said I love you as much as Kevin. I did say that. As much. But Ulises, his point, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Ulises says, no, I'm choosing this girl. I already told you how much he loves his mom, right? No, he says he's choosing his girl over his mom. And I know how much he loves his mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love Kevin. And you, like I said, messages are cool, whatever. But I said there. I'm not saying above. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
to. That's what I'm saying. I haven't reached that
So
level.
we're at the same level?
Yeah, that's fine. You can take it offensive. That Kevin's my boy. Like Kevin has been there when I had no one. Kevin's been there when I went through my things. Kevin, when he goes to, it's a different type of love. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I know.
So that
I'm not taking it.
No, it's not like no, I wouldn't say that. But
he was there before me.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as I said, if there's levels, like to me, there is levels to it. And I see, could there be a point where I would choose you over? Maybe. But am I there now? No, I wouldn't say that. That's what I was trying to play. At least what it was at the point. That's what he said on the podcast was like he chose that like. So I know how much Liz Valdez takes his number one person.
Yeah.
Before Brie or whatever. So if you ask there, I'll be like, Kevin. No, I'm not that level. Like Kevin is still Kevin. Like Kevin's still Kevin to me. You know.
No, I know.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like you, okay, cool, love and everything. But I know we are with your mom. You wouldn't choose me over your mom.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I love you, but like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like levels to it. It's not a bad thing.
But like how you said, I will probably get to that point that I would probably choose you.
Yeah, and me too.
Before my mom.
I'm only bringing that up because Elisa's talking about his parents. I know how close he is to his mom.
Yeah.
I never had that, so of course you can see even now, right? I'll be like, yeah, I'm choosing you over my parents, right? But that person will be like, well, doesn't mean much because of the way I am my parents.
Yeah, no, I get
that's
that.
why I brought up Kevin, because Kevin means like you know how much Kevin. So I was like, no.
So it's Kevin, and then it's me, and then whoever else is next.
Yeah, facts. So that's what you're like, oh, Kevin, I'm like, I'm not there yet. But I'm not saying a bad way. I'm saying it's just levels.
I'm not taking it.
But going back to the question, no, I can see myself saying I love you to somebody soon. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think when honestly, I think when you do it consistently, in my opinion, because then I'm like, okay, man, are you really in love? Like,
or is it less?
Or is it love? Or is like you're just trying to like feel something, right?
Yeah.
So the people who can't be alone. Then I would say, okay, I want to see the pattern here. Now, if some relationship took you a while, some sooner, I think that's all relative. I think that is possible for you to fall in love with somebody. And who the hell might tell you only it has to take this amount of time? If you feel it within a month, then yes.
And you know what's funny? I mean, like, and you know this, like, technically you're like my second love, right? Well,
don't say that in this podcast.
Huh?
Don't say that in this podcast.
Well, no, but I feel like, well, you talked about it when we had our moment.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was like the second time I've ever had that. And like it was like kind of like everything stopped and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna tell me that he loves me. I mean, and I was ready to say it back because
but that makes no sense to me.
What?
Because we talked about it. I felt it first. You felt it's like the week the day we went to the car thing, right? That's what you always say. But that's weird to me.
I don't know. Well, you were there, obviously. I was there. Yeah.
Were you there?
Were you there? Because I was there.
Yeah.
Well, because I remember that night, I think we had like a discussion. Yes, I think it was that night that we had a discussion.
I think so. Maybe.
I was staying over, and then we were just laying in bed. And I don't know. There was just something about you that night. I don't know. It was just like, you know, after everything that like happened, like
you know what's funny? I think it was the first glimpse. Can I give you a perspective? First glimpse of what could be. And says, yeah, we had a discussion, but it wasn't a terrible night. It was actually an amazing night. So it's like, yeah, we went through whatever, we had a discussion, but we resolved it that moment. And it was like other times we would just fight and then be like, because sometimes we were probably sure we wouldn't talk to each other.
Yeah.
For hours or even days. We'd be like, we just wouldn't talk to each other.
We were very stubborn.
And then that time, I mean, it was a glimpse of what we are now, which was good. It was like, yeah, we had a discussion, but we resolved it. We got our points across, and then we just had a good night. And then, yeah. But my thing, I think it's weird is because I knew what I was feeling, right? Even though, like, I said on the podcast, like, I know I felt something, but I don't know what it was. After I realized what it was. But let's say I would have realized in the moment because I knew what it was, and I would have said it.
Well,
how could you say it when you didn't have that moment that I had?
No, hold on. No, because you have to understand. I was there.
Yes.
Okay, so can I tell you how I saw it in my perspective? Because you kind of already said it in
my perspective.
Your perspective.
So go away.
So it was kind of like dark. So it was like in that like darkness that like you could still see our faces and stuff like that, but it wasn't like
because we're watching a movie, so you can still see our faces.
So no, this was in the dark because you were playing with my hair.
Oh yes.
You were like, so we were facing each other, and you were kind of putting my like hair behind my ear. And then you were just looking at me and you were just like grabbing my face. And I think like we just looked at each other and like we just had like a moment.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck. Like I think at that moment, like I felt it too, but I felt it more because I knew that you were going to tell me it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
but I was still feeling it. Like I felt that like
you felt
rush.
something.
I felt that rush that I'm like, oh fuck, like he's gonna tell me that he loves me. But like I was ready to say it too if you said it to me.
Yeah.
But then you just gave me that look and I felt everything. It was just like everything stopped, but everything felt right at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, I can't explain it even more. I think you just have to go through it in order for you to like understand it. And then I think, and I wasn't sure if I was in love with you. Does that make sense? Like,
you felt something, but you weren't sure what it was.
No, I knew. Well, because I told you, like, I've already felt it before, but I wasn't sure. Like how you were saying, like, I didn't know if it was like actually like if I loved you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But like everything felt right at that time.
Cool. Now you can give your perspective because I kind of mentioned it with TT, but obviously your perspective. Days pass.
Yeah.
Because it was within the same week. I was supposed to go gym, but you said, "Oh, my car. Something happened with your wheel."
No,
New
I
tires.
was gonna get my new tires.
So she asked me, "Can you come with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Look,"
because I was like intimidated to go.
yeah.
to
So
the
she's
tire
like, "Just
shop
come
by
with me,
myself.
just in case, mechanics." So, yeah, I'll be there. I'm like, just get me home for a certain time so I can go back to the gym. But I always go like in la noche.
Yeah,
and
at that time, it was kind of like we were still like wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Because you were very like, I'm not gonna see you all the time. I'm only seeing you like twice a week. You were very strict.
Or
on
sometimes
that.
even like just once, and maybe not 1 week, and then the next week. So it was like
And
that.
like we would talk like on FaceTime, but then you kind of stopped doing that too. Like we wouldn't stay on the phone like all the time. So
No, but we would
yes,
we would talk a lot. Though.
We would talk a lot, but like what we do now is that like
no.
But like yeah, so you were very just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and then so I said, cool, like I'll go with you, but just like once it gets a little later, I'll just drop me out. And ironically, we didn't end up. It was just a great day that I didn't even go to the gym that day. But so you asked me, you picked me up, and then we go. Now you take over because you're the one that felt it. I don't know when you felt it. I don't know right there.
Well, no, because obviously, okay, we had that moment a few weeks past.
No, I think it was a week up. Remember we talked about it. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
a week up.
a week up.
So
Yeah,
let's say like
so
that
a
was
few
like on
days
a Monday or
passed.
Tuesday, like the next like Friday or Saturday or
Yeah,
whatever it
so
was.
a few days passed, I guess. And so he came with me. I picked him up. We drove to the tire shop, and then like whatever, we were just waiting there for my tires to be like changed, the alignment, and all of that.
Yes, we were just talking.
Yeah, so we were just talking, and like he was like messing with me, and I feel like you were being way more affectionate than what you were at that time. So I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, what is in the air? I'm like, hold your breath, because I was like, what's going on here? So I was kind of in shock, but I kind of loved it at the same time. I was like, damn, like this is all I've ever wanted with you. Because mind you, at that point, like I really wanted to be with you. Like after all the shit that we went through, like I wanted to be with you already. And I was like this is what I want. Like, and I felt like I was just trying to take all of that in. And it's like, I don't know exactly at what moment, and I told you this too. I'm like, I don't know exactly at what moment I already felt it, that like I wanted to tell you that I loved you.
Yeah.
And then I think you were just like looking at me, and like we were kissing, like we not like making out, but like we gave each other like little pecks here and there. And like you were messing around with me, and like I don't know, like it just felt like right.
That was the moment that you said you realized. Actually, do you remember when we said it?
The day that I got my oil changed, that you made me breakfast. I went to the doctor. No, it was actually the next day. Because originally that day when I was supposed to get my tire... Wait. Yes.
That day you helped me with the refrigerator?
Yes.
So that was the day afterwards. You came over. She offered to give me matcha.
Yes.
And because
from
you said...
this like coffee place.
Yes, and because... It was not good, by the way.
It was not good. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, so because she went there, I was already cooking breakfast. I said, I'll make you something.
No, because I went to go get my oil change. I got the coffee because I was going to head home. But then I was like, I'll go visit him. Because I don't think your parents were here.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, they were here. because of the fridge got delivered.
Oh yeah. So, but it was just they were home because they were working.
It was we were working, yeah. So then he's all like, I asked him if he wanted a matcha. He's like, yeah, like I'll try it, and I'm like, okay, I'll drop it off. And then I was like, I'm really hungry because I haven't ate anything. And you're like, oh well, like I'm making breakfast. Do you want anything? And I was like, yeah. And then
we ate breakfast.
We ate breakfast, but we had a conversation.
Oh, you're right. And
we had a deep conversation.
We didn't say it, but we pretty much said it at the table, right?
We pretty much said it, and then
Oh.
Yeah, we came into his room, and like we talked, and then things happened, and then we said it. Yeah.
You're right. But we pretty much said it at the dinner table.
But we didn't really say it until we got
we like
to
legit implied it, and then we said it.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, like the thing.
The thing. That's crazy. All right, last question before we close.
Wait, but I don't think we answered the question. Did we?
You didn't answer it. Do you think it's wrong to like?
No. How soon is too soon to tell someone you love them?
I don't think there's any too soon.
I don't think there's too soon. I mean, I feel like once you feel it.
Yeah, I think it's too much patterns of doing the same thing. Then I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like once you just feel it, like you just feel it with someone, and when it's just right, it's just right. There's no timing to that. Okay, last question. This one's kind of hard. You're gonna have to think about it. What 3 things do you think are most important in a relationship?
Communication, accountability.
Can I add one to yours?
Sure.
Understanding.
That was pretty easy.
No. Because again, you communicate something to me or to somebody, right?
But they don't understand it.
And if they don't understand it, there's no way of changing it.
Yeah,
because it's like...
I think in order to change it, you have to be accountable for the things you did.
Yes, but I think also como diciendo like you're trying to communicate, hey, I feel X, Y, and Z about the situation or whatever. And if I don't understand why you feel that way, then I'm going to take defense that I'd be like, well, why do you feel that way? This and that.
Yeah, because
and I think it's also
well, if I feel this way, how can you don't understand that way?
It's also, I think it's also accepting and all of that. So I think understanding is a really key point because it's like I could tell you, I could communicate to you all I want, right, about a situation. Yeah.
But if you're not even open to understand the way I see it, then you're never gonna.
It's never gonna change or it's never gonna fix anything.
Yeah.
Because I think I learned that the hard way too, like with other relationships, that like I would because that was always a big thing for me. I'm like, oh, like you need to communicate with somebody, but I think I never understood that like
it's not just about communication.
It's not always about
because you can just be talking and never actually like finding anything.
Actually, like fixing the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying that we're perfect because we're not.
No, we're not. But I think what we deserve to give ourselves credit for when we say that is that we worked to a point where we didn't give up and keep working at it to see how can we find a solution. Yeah, and the solution to this, like not just like how do you keep working at something but finding different ways to work at it? You get me?
Yeah.
Like they always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. But my thing was, we can do this over and over again, but we just can't do it the same way. So if last time we did this, that didn't work out for us. Cool. Let's do it this way. That didn't work out for us. Okay, not that way.
It's because like cosa is, it's you have to find
trial and
a
error.
Different outcome.
Yeah.
Because then if not, if you do the same thing, the same thing is gonna happen over and over again.
We're not here to be like, oh my God, we're perfect, but it's a lot of trial and error, But through those trials and errors,
no. But the thing is that like a lot of people. And I think we talked about this too, like, well, just me and you when we have conversations that, like, a lot of people tend to give up really fast. And, like, with our generation too, like, people don't want to try. No. Like, it's easier to be like,
it's very like, a take it or leave it type of crap.
Yeah, F this, like, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to F them up. Like, you know, they did X, Y, and Z. But I'm like, that's not helping you. That's not helping them. Like, that's just being toxic. And, like, and I know you mess around with me that, like, I'm toxic and stuff. But in reality, I'm like...
You are. No, in reality, you're just...
I'm just overprotective.
What? No, but people do say that shit as a fucking
Oh well, no, and I told you this too. I think that I'm very territorial.
Your territory.
Yeah, but not in a bad way. Okay, I'm not like
Okay, well then you define what is the fine line between being territorial and then being
like psycho.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna go up to a girl and be like, staring at my man. Okay, like no.
No, but if a girl is talking to your man, would you be like?
No, well, cause I think we talked about this too. That like, I never feel no type of way if a girl comes and talks to you and to me because I'm like that's my man. Like,
yeah,
you get me? Like, I wouldn't mind a girl coming to like or finding you attractive.
Okay, so whatever.
Because I know what I have. The thing is, and I think TT said this too, or I think we had a conversation with her. And she's like, it's just the way that my man responds.
She did say that.
Yeah. And
she's like, oh, you want to laugh at me stupid? Like, she can take your ass home because I'm not taking you home.
Yeah, so like, to me, it's like, and it's true though, because it's like, you should know better. Or, you know, or whoever the man is, whatever, right? Yeah. Like, they should know better. That's like, damn, I have a girl. I'm going to respect my relationship. I'm going to respect my girl. And yeah, but if you're entertaining it to the fact that like, oh, like things and this and that, like over here trying to flirt, even though she's trying to flirt with you, and if you just stop it and be like, oh, like, thank you, like, whatever, blah, 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 keep it nice and short and simple and just deuce out, I would totally respect that because it's like, you respect the relationship that we have. You respect me. And that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not territorial in that sense, but it's like, if someone messes with you, they're messing with me too.
I get you.
So in a sense, that's where
now. Question: is entertaining cheating?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What if I said no?
I would. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I say yes.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like you're giving someone else a time of day, and it's like
you're giving someone that energy that you
should be giving to me.
Exactly.
Because I'm like,
but you know what? More on that. But that'll be part 2. Because I want to get to other discussions. This one was just them letting you know where we're at, but
where we're at.
Yeah, no. But we'll get to the juicier questions for part 2.
Coming up.
Because we'll start from there. So the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose. Was it easy? I think it was easy. I make things easy because I'm just I'm good at this. That's what I'm saying.
I was the one asking questions.
Yeah, but you're welcome. Well, the next one you ask a better question. Air. See, look at you. So let's see. No, I'm good. But we'll for sure do part 2. This is episode 34 of the Jovany Ventura Show. I'm not going to close it out. I'm not going to how I normally close it out. You don't know how you can close it out because you never listen to the episode. That's sad. That's sad. So how do you want to close it out? I can do what Drake always says. That's always do it. You know what? I'm going to do it in front of you. As Drake always says, if you drinking tonight, drink some more. If you smoking tonight, you going to say it or no?
Smoke some more?
Yeah. He did this when I went to the. You should have heard it when we went to the concert. And if you fucking tonight, what did he say? You fuck someone.
You fuck someone?
Fuck some more.
Oh, fuck some more.
That's how you end it. All right, guys, we'll see you for the part 2. I can't believe you don't. How can you choose Post Malone over Drake?
Actually, that should be part of the.
Yeah, that's part of part 2. Your horrible music tape.